Alright guys, welcome to Baltimore. And first of all, before I get into the mall I'm at and the history of it, I wanted to say thank you all for 700 subscribers. You don't know how much this means to me. Even though 700 seems like a small number, I still am so thankful for each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and staying with me for the older subscribers through all these years. This means a lot to me, and we're now on the road to 1K, guys, which is just unbelievable. And thank you all for your support. And I wanted to give you guys a treat for 700 subscribers by this video. You guys can already see by the amazing columns, we are at a beautiful mall. And like I said, we are in Baltimore. We are at the Security Square Mall, which I wouldn't say is a dying mall. It does have its struggles. It is missing 3 anchors, although 2 are kind of filled, but not really as retail, and we'll get into that. By the way, guys, that state on the right is original, I believe, and that neon's amazing. But this is personally my favorite mall that we filmed from the Baltimore trip. The architecture of that entrance, as well as center court and the food court, the neon, this mall is amazing. Before we get on the history, I wanted to thank two friends of mine for making this video possible. Number one, is my friend Jeremy, and I'll leave a link to his channel down below. He's the one who escorted me around this Baltimore trip and allowed me to see many malls, Frederick Sears, and other things. There's a Macy's, by the way, guys. That was my last video. But, yeah, so I wanted to give a shout out to him. I also wanted to give a shout out to my friend Andrew, who, if you guys notice this quality, how much more stable it looks, there's a reason for that. Because Andrew gifted me, and he didn't have to do this, a brand new GoPro. This is the new Hero 8. If you guys didn't know, I had the Hero 7 before. So I'm thankful to him. I'll leave his channel down below. I hope you guys go over and watch his video. He films a lot more malls than I do, but as I said, I want to thank both of those 2 people for making not only this trip possible, for making better quality videos for all of you. So enough of that, but now we're on to the history of the mall. So Security Square opened up in 1972, so it turned 50 last year. The original anchors were Sears and Hochschild Kahns, which I probably said that name wrong, but it's okay. And they sold the store to Whole Scissors. Again, probably said that wrong, I apologize. Some of these local chains have weird names. But they ended up closing that space in 1989, and they subsequently sold it to Montgomery Ward, which then moved, and that space is now occupied by a Walmart. So, I didn't mention, too, this mall was built by the Edward J. D. Bartolo Company, which has built many malls across the country, most notably Eastwood Mall and Southern Park Mall in Ohio, where they're from. But, the mall also had a Woolworths in it at one point, and that was replaced with Burlington Coat Factory. And Hess opened up an anchor in 1979 here, which we know the Hesses became the Macy's, obviously. And so, yeah. Montgomery Ward, as I mentioned, was here at the mall. Well, it closed in 2001 when the whole company went out, and they sold to Modell Sporting Goods, which, if you guys know about Modell's, they unfortunately are out of business. So this one closed many years for the chain did. But its first major hit came all the way back in 2001 when JCPenney closed its store here at the mall. And they kind of converted that space to a place called Seoul Plaza. It was a mall within a mall that had many Korean shops. It was a unique concept for its time. So it and as well as they put a grand supermarket. But official sale of the Grand Market ended up closing in May 2008. But I will say, and as I mentioned, in 2006, the Hesses became a Macy's as part of May Company acquiring, or Federated acquiring May Company, excuse me, my bad. Now also at some point, it doesn't tell me when, but at some point this mall added a Lord & Taylor to this mall, which closed in 2019. Now, by the way, what you guys are looking at now straight ahead used to be the Korean Plaza. So, I believe. It was either that or this became, I don't know. Again, I'm not from the area, so I apologize if I don't know all the history. Now, another major anchor hit besides Lord and Taylor and JCPenney was Sears announced they were closing in October of 2019. Or August. They ended up closing in October as part of a plan to close 26 stores nationwide. This left Burlington and Macy's as the only anchors left. Although Burlington, I question if that's a full anchor. I mean, I know it's a good-sized store, but they have downsized. But on more sad news, a shooting occurred at this mall in 2021. Thankfully, nobody was killed or anything, but still, doesn't look great. And if you guys know, that's part of the problem with this mall. Baltimore in general isn't the greatest city. I'm not going to get into all the history of that. But you guys know they've had their fair share of issues with crime and other things. When I saw to this mall when I was here, overall, the architecture, I mean, those cool columns looking right now, the unique tiled floor that I've not seen at many other malls. It to me is very, very cool looking, and as I said, this is personally one of my favorite malls. Marley Station was cool too, but this is definitely one of them. In this area. But I am gonna stop talking now at this point. I'm gonna put my typical mall music, my vaporwave. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. I hope you guys enjoy the quality and stabilization of this new camera. Again, courtesy of my friend Andrew. But anyway, I'm going to sign off, guys, and put music in, as I said. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you guys have not done it yet. And I will see you guys for the next video, which, for a little sneak peek, is another dead mall in Maryland that's about to close. But we'll get to that at a later date. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. And I will see you guys for the next video. Bye-bye, guys.